Welcome and thank you so much for joining. We will be doing Parashat Beha'alotcha, where we will be reading about the menorah. We'll be reading about the story of the slav, the quail that the Jews had in the desert. We'll be reading about Pesach Sheni, and last but not least, about the story of Miriam and Aharon, speaking about Moshe and the critical importance of avoiding Lashon Hara. All that and more in Parashat Beha'alotcha. We're going to cover, again, the main parts, mostly as outlined in the JSAT curriculum, and we'll be learning very important things. Here we go. Perek Chet, Chumash במדבר, Parashat Beha'alotcha. וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, דבר אל אהרון ואמרת אליו, speak to Aaron ואמרת אליו, בהעלותך את הנרות אל מול פני המנורה יאירו שבעת הנרות. When you light the menorah, you must light it with all the wicks facing the middle. This is actually a replica of the menorah the way it was in the Beit HaMikdash, and this menorah is found if you've ever gone to the Kotel, the western wall. You will see it here. Some say that it actually had 3 steps. I'm not going to get into that, but basically the menorah had 7 different branches, unlike the Chanukiah, which has 8 and 9 if you count the Chumash. And the menorah had to have its wicks, the ones on the side facing the middle, on this side also facing the middle. They all had to be facing the middle. And when he lit it, he had to light it until the flame sort of kindled itself and went up. And you know how sometimes you light a wick and you put it there, and then once you move the match away, suddenly the flame goes up on its own. So that's pretty much it. And so, yeah, that is what you should do. He tells Aharon, light the menorah with all wicks facing the middle. And the menorah was very unique, because the menorah was made out of one piece of gold. They chiseled away at a piece of gold. Menorah. Miksha zahav ad yerecha ad pirsha miksha ad pircha. Miksha hi kamar asher her'a Hashem et Moshe ken asat menorah. The menorah was made in this very special way. Miksha achat, all one piece of gold. V'daber Hashem el Moshe lamor kach et haLevim mitoch bnei Yisrael v'tiartam tam, make the Levim pure. And this is the story of inaugurating the Mishkan, making the Levim in charge of helping the Kohanim in the Mishkan, and the Mishkan serving, the Levim serving in the Mishkan instead of, you know it, instead of the Bechorim, instead of the firstborn. It was supposed to be originally the firstborn after Makat Bechorot. It was supposed to be that since God spared the firstborn in Egypt, they were supposed to serve in the Mishkan, but since they sinned in Chet HaEgel, then they do not serve in the Mishkan, and Hashem chose the Levim and the Kohanim instead. Interestingly, we said before the age of Levim serving in the Mishkan is 30 to 50, and let's see if you can solve this. Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor, zot asher Levim, miben 5 ve'esrim v'mala, from 25 and up, yavo litzvot tzava ba'avodat Ohel Moed. That is when they start working in Ohel Moed. So which one is it? Is it at the age of 25 or is it 30? The answer is they would come and start their internship or becoming apprentices, and then they would go till 30. So it was a 5-year training program, even more than a 4-year college program, and they would go all the way till 50, from the age of 25 to training, from 30 to working, all the way to 50. And then once they're 50, they must retire. They can guard the Mishkan after the age of 50, but they cannot do any kind of work. Here we come to the famous story of Pesach Sheni. Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe במדבר סיני בשנה השנית לצאתם מארץ מצרים בחודש הראשון לאמור. In the first month. Now in the Torah, the first month is Nisan. Nisan is the first month. Iyar is the second month. Nisan, and then comes Iyar. ויעשו בני ישראל את הפסח במועדו, ב-14 יום בחודש הזה, בין 40 תעשו אותו במועדו. In the 14th of Nisan is when the Korban Pesach is brought, and in the 15th it is eaten. וידבר Moshe el bnei Yisrael לעשות את הפסח. Moshe spoke to bnei Yisrael, telling them to make the Pesach. ויעשו את הפסח בראשון ב-14 יום לחודש, בין 40 במדבר סיני. They brought the Korban on the first month in Nisan, on the 14th of Nisan, Bein Arbaim, after midday, towards the evening, is when they brought the korban. Kechol asher tzivah Hashem et Moshe ken asu b'nei Yisrael. Now we have a situation. Hi anashim asher hayu tmeim lenefesh adam. There were people who were impure. V'lo yachlu la'asot hapesach bayom hahu. They could not do the korban pesach on that day. Vayikrevu lifnei Moshe v'lifnei Aharon bayom hahu. They came before Moshe and Aharon on that day, and they were frustrated. Vayomru ha'anashim ha'heima elav anachnu tmeim lenefesh adam. We are impure. Lama nigara levilti hakriv et korban Hashem b'moado b'toch bnei Yisrael. We were not pure on the time that you bring the korban pesach. We want an opportunity to bring it. Why were they impure? Rashi says these were the people who were carrying Yosef's coffin in the desert. They were carrying Yosef's coffin. They were impure. And another thing is, if you want to become pure from tumat met, you need the efer paraduma, the red heifer, and you need to wait 7 days. So even if they would sort of immediately become pure, they would have to wait 7 days. That is why they could not bring the korban pesach. Moshe, being humble Moshe that he is, didn't say, I don't know, I do know, I can guess. Vayomer aleihem Moshe, imdu ve'esh me'am ma'yetzaveh Hashem lachem. Wait here and listen, and let me hear what Hashem can tell you. This is something phenomenal, because only Moshe, of all prophets, is able to say, let me speak to Hashem and come back to you. Other prophets need to wait for a message from God. Moshe goes to God, it comes back with an answer. Hashem tells Moshe, Daber al b'nei Yisrael lemor. Speak to b'nei Yisrael. Ish ki hiye tamel nefesh o b'derech rechoka. If someone is impure or far away from the Beit HaMikdash or Mishkan, Ola Dorotechem B'asaf Pesach Hashem. For future generations, you do a Pesach, there is a second chance, and that is the lesson of Korban Pesach. In the second month, in the 14 days, Ben Arbaim Yasuto, in the evening they should do it. With matzah and bitter herbs, they should eat it. They should not leave any of it until the morning. They should not break any bone, just like you can. And you should do it the same as Pesach. By the way, very important, you do not clean your house for chametz on Pesach Sheni. The only similarity is you have a korban Pesach, you eat matzah, you tell the story of Yetziat Mitzrayim. You do not have to clean your house from Pesach. If someone is pure and was not far away, and still did not bring the Pesach, that person will be punished. Next, we have the cloud coming down on the Mishkan. When the Mishkan was established, the cloud went over it. At night, there was a cloud of fire. As the cloud went up above the tent, Bnei Yisrael would know where to go and when to go based on when the cloud would go up. If the cloud would go above the Mishkan, they knew now's the time to pack your stuff. And when the cloud would settle, they knew this is where we will be going and settling, camping out. At night, the cloud of fire above it. Here, if you want to take a look, a second. There it is. You have the pillar above the Mishkan and fire at night. All right, so that is how they would do it. How often would they travel? You never know. It would all depend on when the cloud would go. Sometimes the cloud would stay on the Mishkan for a long time. Sometimes Bnei Yisrael would have to wait for a while. Sometimes the cloud would be there just for a limited amount of time. Based on the travel and stay. Sometimes it would be even just a day they would stay in a place. 2 days, a month, even a year. Al pi Hashem yachanu, al pi Hashem yisau et mishmeret Hashem shamar al pi Hashem b'yad Moshe. They would basically stay where they were or travel depending on when the cloud would go. Parak Yud, we have the mitzvah of the chatzosrot. Let me show you how these looked. There were silver trumpets in the Beit HaMikdash, and here we are coming to the mitzvah where Hashem says, make these beautiful silver trumpets. So there were special trumpets in the service of the Beit HaMikdash. Make for yourself 2 silver trumpets, like the menorah, they must be made from one piece, chiseled. They will be for calling the people together and to traveling. They should blow them and everyone should gather to you. If they do it at once, then people basically the have 3 purposes, and we're going to see that here. One is if Moshe wants to summon the Nesi'im, he wants to call all the leaders of the tribes. 2 is if you want to start traveling. 3 is holidays and special korbanot. So here we go. If it was one blast, if it's one blast, then the Nesi'im know that they come. If it's a trua like you do on Rosh Hashanah, that is when you start traveling. Once you do the trua the second time, then everyone joins. So the first trua is for Yehuda, which is in the east, to start traveling. And once the second trua comes in, then everyone starts traveling. If you're congregating everyone, you're calling everyone together. You should blow it like a long do. You shouldn't do a trua. Ubnei Aharon, who blows the trumpets. Ubnei Aharon HaKohanim yitkeu b'chatzotzot v'ayu lachem lechukat olam medorotechem. Ubnei Aharon blow the trumpets, and we'll do that forever. Another use of these beautiful chatzotzot, we should never have to come to this use, is if there is a war, or even if any tragedy, if there's a travesty coming, they blow these trumpets and let people know something bad is happening. If a war comes upon you, and someone's coming to besiege you, you should be reminded before Hashem, and you will be spared from your enemies. In the days of your joy and on your holidays, also you should blow the trumpets on your korbanot. So that's also important. You should blow it. Excuse me. You should blow it on the holidays. They started traveling, and that is now there's a whole outline of who traveled with who. We've seen it before. Various machanot. If you want to take a look, just check machanot b'nei Yisrael in the desert, and you will see how they traveled. You had east, always traveled first. Yehuda, Yisachar, and Zvulun. Everyone had a flag. West, you had Ephraim, all the children of Rachel. Menashe, Ephraim, Benjamin. Then you had in the south, Reuven, which had Reuven, Shimon, Gad. And on the northern side, you have Dan with these 3 tribes, Dan, Naphtali, and Asher. So Hashem tells them to start traveling. There's a list of exactly who goes where and how. Then comes a very interesting twist. Remember Yitro from Parashat Yitro and Chumash Shmot? Well, no other than Yitro says, you know what? I loved being with you guys for the past year. It was beautiful. I got to see Har Sinai, the Man, everything. I am going back to Midian. Moshe says, please don't leave. It's going to be so nice. You'll get to see with us the land of Israel. He's like, sorry, I want to go back to my homeland. And Moshe says, even though you gave us such smart wisdom and ideas to have different kinds of judges, remember at the end of Parashat Yitro, the beginning of Parashat Yitro, Yitro's idea for different levels of courts. Anyhow, Yitro says, no, sorry, I have to go. And he leaves. Then you have the ark is traveling just 3-day walk ahead of them on the way to Eretz Yisrael. And indeed, the ark is guiding them. And when the ark would travel, they would say, Moshe would say something that's so famous, we sing it when we open the ark. Vayhi bin so Aaron vayomer Moshe kuma Hashem le'afutzu oivecha ve'anusu mesanecha mipanecha. So that is when it would travel. But Nuchoyomar, when it would rest, it would say Shuva Hashem Revavot Alfei Israel. Hashem returned the myriads of Bnei Israel. Bnei Israel get upset. They start complaining, and plague hits them, fire. And then they start complaining again, and they say, we remember the delicious food we had for free in Egypt. If just we have meat. Suddenly they're having all this nostalgia. We remember the fish that we ate in Egypt for free. We remember the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. They miss the delicious food of Egypt. Why man every day? We want something different. We want something special. We want meat. We want man, and we want other foods, and all we can get now is man. The man kizragadhu. The Torah says the man was like coriander seed, these little tiny delicious candies. It looked like crystal, and you can do anything with it. You can grind it, you can cook it, you can bake it, you can fry it, anything, and it tastes rich and delicious and sweet. And it would come down, when the dew would come down, the man would come on it, and the people were sobbing. They said, we want something better to eat. And Moshe really dislikes this situation. He throws his arm up, and very unlike Moshe, he's like, I cannot do this anymore. Vayomer Moshe el Hashem, lama harayot lavdecha. Why did you put me in this terrible situation? Velama lo matzati chen beinecha. Why do I not find favor in your eye? Lasum et kol masa amazela. You give me this entire nation to carry on my shoulders. Ha'anochi hariti et kol amazeh. Ha'anochi eliditi. Am I their mother? Ki tomar elai seo begechekecha. That you tell me to carry them. What? Moshe says, where am I going to get meat to give this entire nation? Saying that give us meat. Moshe says, I can no longer carry this entire nation. They are too heavy. If you're doing this to me, I might as well be killed. And Moshe and Hashem says, you know what? I see you need help. Gather 70 elders. And let them stand with you in Oel Mud. I will come down, and I will inspire them and make them prophets too. They will carry the burden with you. You will not carry it alone. Say to the nation, get ready for tomorrow. You will eat meat. This is somewhat of a trap. Because if you take too much of the meat, you'll be in trouble. You wanted meat, then Hashem is going to give you meat. You're not going to eat 1 day of meat. You're not going to eat 2 days. You're going to have so much meat, Hashem tells them, you will be tired. It's going to be coming out of your nose. You'll be so tired of it. And Hashem sends the slav, the quail. Quail is this really meaty bird, and Hashem sends tons and tons. They're sinking in it. Gets to their knees, and they will. They're going to have so much meat, it's going to be too much. And Moshe wonders. He's like, But Moshe's like, wait, think you're going to give meat to this entire nation in the desert? How can you possibly do that? Even if we get all the fish and all the sheep, how are we going to feed all these people? Is Hashem's hand short? Do you think I can't do stuff? I'll show you. I will show you I can do this. And Moshe speaks to the nation the words of Hashem, and he gathers 70 people from the elders. He puts them around the tent. And Hashem now ordains 70 people to be prophets and leaders. These people, who are they? Well, let me tell you who they are. In Egypt, Paro told the Egyptian police to make sure they torture the Jews. And the Egyptian police picked a few Jews and said, you'll be the police of the Jews. And if the Jews don't do all their work, we will beat you. And the Jewish their fellow Jews and have no problems, or they cannot beat their fellow Jews and then they would be beaten by the Egyptians. They chose not to beat their fellow Jews and they were beat by the Egyptians. And Hashem said, these are the people I want to be the leaders of the Jews because they chose to suffer just not to hurt another Jew. I want this person to be a leader of the Jewish people. And that's exactly what happened here. These 70 people became prophets. Now, there were two exceptions. In addition to the 70 that were on the guest list, so to speak, that were supposed to be prophets, there were two who suddenly became prophets. Eldad and Medad. Vayisharu shnei anashim b'machane, shema echad Eldad, v'shema sheni Medad, v'tanach aleim haruach. Even without gathering around Moshe, they started prophesizing. Yehoshua got very jealous for his teacher Moshe. He said, wait, how are these people becoming Nevi'im without permission? Are they competition for Moshe? He tells Moshe, Eldad and Medad are prophesizing. Restrain them, put them in jail or something. Moshe is so humble and happy for others. He says, are you jealous for me? I wish everyone would be a prophet. I'm not afraid of others being prophets. It's a good thing. I'm happy for other people's success. I wish the entire nation would be Nevi'im. And indeed, you have these 70 elders. Now what happened is the wind of Hashem brings the quail, and there was so much quail, looked like this, sorry, not like that, like this, all over. The Jews just took so much and they didn't stop eating. And some of them ate in a rebellious way where they're like, we don't like them and the man is disgusting. We want this meat. And they just ate at it. And that place is called Kivrota Ta'ava. It's there was a plague on those people, and it was called the place of burial of the people who were very gluttonous and very, I'm trying to think what the right word, very materialistic. They were like taking all the meat and disregarding the man, and that's what, and that's where the plague hit them. But to the Miriam and Aaron, here's the story, very sad story. Miriam and Aaron speaking Lashon Hara about Moshe. Lashon Hara is pretty serious sin. You have to be very, very careful. And so Miriam and Aaron speak about Moshe, about the woman that he married. Remember, Tzipporah didn't really fit into the Jewish people because she was from Midian, and she wasn't part of the enslavement, and so they were upset. And they thought Moshe's like any other prophet. They're like, why does Moshe have this wife? And why is he pretending he's so holy? And Hashem then famously tells Miriam and Aharon and Moshe to leave the camp. Rashi says it's because Hashem didn't want to embarrass them. And Hashem tells to Aaron and Miriam, you cannot compare. You think you're as important as them because you guys are also prophets, which is true. You are Nevi'im. But Moshe is in a whole new level. And Miriam and Aaron get tzaraat, and Moshe prays for them, and they get better after 7 days. Moshe says the famous prayer, El Narifan, and it's a powerful lesson that even someone as righteous as Miriam, as good intended as Miriam, even she gets punished for speaking Lashon Hara. That has been Parashat Beha'alotcha. Make sure you look through it, you read through it. Beautiful, rich, and packed parsha. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. And thank you